Stop wasting hours rewriting the same DAX code over and over. What if I told you there is a new Power BI feature that you can use and it's the best invention since the sliced bread? User-defined functions will cut your coding time in half and make your measures cleaner than ever. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to create reusable DAX logic that you can apply across your entire model. Trust me, once you see this, you'll never go back. Let's dive in. First of all, you need to make sure that you're on the September 25 or later version, and second of all, in the preview feature, you need to have DAX user-defined functions selected. The user-defined functions let you reuse DAX logic that can be repeated across your model. This way, writing DAX measures, it's easier to write and maintain and share. The general syntax of a user-defined function is function, followed by the function name, and I usually use fn followed by a brief description. Parameter and parameter type. Parameters can be value types like anyval, scalar, and table, and expression types like anyref. And scalar has multiple subtypes, but that's a whole different topic that would require a video of its own. The main difference between them is that the value type is evaluated once before invoking the function, and expression type is evaluated inside the function, potentially in a different context. You can add a function either using DAX view or TMDL view. Today we are going to use the DAX view. If you switch to model, you will see that now you have a new section where you will find all your functions. Let's define a simple one that adds VAT to a given amount. So let's type here define and create a bit of space. Next, we type function and then the name of the function, in this case fn VAT, and it equals with, in between parentheses, amount, and it will be a value type, numeric subtype. Next, equals greater than amount times 1.2. Now, let's add it to our model by pressing Update Model, Add New Function. Confirm the changes, and that's it. Now you see the function has been added to your model, so let's define it and evaluate it. Let's put it to the test by changing the amount to 100 and press Run. See? Perfect result. Now, like I said before, you can also use expressions or measures. Now that you know the basics, let me show you a couple of functions that I keep on defining in all my reports, and you can use them to save your time and make your measures prettier. First up, calculating the maximum axis value by area, which has measures that look like this. And if you wanted to calculate the same expression for industry sectors, for example, you had to copy all the logic. But now is no longer necessary. All you need to do is define one function, so let's copy this measure, and based on it, we will define a new function. And one thing I did not mention before is that you can use as many parameters as required in your functions. So for this one, we will define a parameter for the table, which needs to be table type, a parameter for the column, which needs to be anyref type, and an amount, which will be an expression. Now, let's put it to the test. Dim is dim areas, category is dim areas area name, and amount is total sales current year. If you want to evaluate this for a different category, all you need to do is change the parameters. Before I show you how to use this function in a measure, let me show you a cool trick. In general, if you want to comment a line, you use 2 forward slashes and add the comment. But if you use 3 forward slashes, then the comment you add will be used as description for IntelliSense. Now that you've added that, let's change the measures. Let's delete all these DAX and type fn, select the max axis function, and hit tab. Now you see you have a description of the function as well. So let's define the parameters, dim areas, dim area name, and total sales current year. Close the parentheses and press Enter. You can repeat these steps for as many measures as you need. And the best part is that you can use any metric for this calculation. Now, another calculation that I keep adding functions for in all my reports is the year-over-year growth. For that, I have this measure, which I already explained in a different video, and I'll put a link of that video in the description box below. Let's copy this and define a new function. The function will be called fn year-over-year and will have one parameter amount, which will be an expression. And in this DAX logic, we need to replace the total sales current year with metric. If you want to replace all the instances in one go, then select text, press Ctrl F2 at the same time, and type the new value metric. And also, let's add a function description as well right after define. Calculates the year-over-year growth percentage for the selected measure. You've noticed that I've used the previously defined function to add this one. If you change the name of the function, unlike when you're writing a measure, you will not overtype or rename that function, but you will add a new one. This is a very useful trick to know. And now you can use this for as many measures as you need. It can be for sales, it can be for orders, it can be for quantity, and so on. That's the beauty of those functions. And speaking of year-over-year growth percentage, if you want to know a cool way to use this information, like in this chart, all you need to do is watch this video right here, where I go through all the steps you need to take to set this up. And before you leave, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. This is Telian signing off. Until next time, cheerio!